for a day on the hill. Packing your bag. When going on a day out, you need to make sure that the bag is a suitable size for the day. At the top of your bag we have compass, lunch, a map, snacks such as flapjacks, which will provide sufficient energy for the day. Although we want everything in the top of the bag, that isn't possible. Rope. This will be used when someone is feeling uncomfortable on the hill. A flask which will hold the fluids for the day. A waterproof top in case it rains. A spare map in case we lose the first one. A dry bag which has inside gloves, a down jacket, hat, spare gloves, and another spare layer. Waterproof trousers, keep you dry and protect you from the wind. Another dry bag, which includes another large down jacket. In our third dry bag we have not one but 2 head torches in case one runs out of batteries. A survival bag. A first aid kit. A group shelter to keep everyone safe in case of emergency. Wearing the correct walking shoes is essential. Shoes that are preferably ankle high, waterproof, and you know that won't give you blisters during the day. Here, 3 instructors from PYB are speaking about how to prepare for a day on the mountains.
Okay, tell me about you. What are you going to be like? So you ideally qualified, but you don't have to be qualified. Remember, there's no need in law to be qualified.
Experience.
You need to be experienced. So it's qualification and or experience. You need to prove. If you're just using experience, you need to prove that you are the right. Have a way of proving you're the right person to run that trip. Okay, it doesn't have to be a qualification, but it could be.
Yeah, I've put insurance down.
Yeah, it's there as well. Yeah, definitely. You need to be insured. If you cock it up, you're going to lose your house in the future. Yeah. Don't forget, you may be now going, I've got a house. You will have in the future. So just because you don't own something expensive now doesn't mean you won't inherit something or earn something. And then 20 years time, somebody goes, oh, remember that accident you had 20 years ago? I'll have your house. Thank you very much.
Or your car.
Or your car.
Your expensive mountain
Yeah.
bikes.
If you're not insured, there is a chance that you will never own anything nice. Because if it's a big insurance claim, you will owe that person that money forever. Okay, so get insured. Anyway, go on in.
Professionalism?
Professionalism, yeah, absolutely, yeah. The way you behave. Are you the right person for that group? You might hate that group. You know, you might be. I was going to give a really bad example there. I'm going to say nothing. I'm going to stop there. See, that's, I'm getting professional.
You are getting
yeah,
better.
that's good. Yeah, I'm getting better. I was going to say something about.
No, you're going to do it now, aren't you?
Yeah.
No,
Don't
don't
do
do
it.
it.
Don't do
Yeah,
it.
calm
No, but I
down.
want to talk about Donald Trump and if he was a leader, what kind of groups he'd be really good at working with, and what type of groups he'd be terrible to work with. That's the only illustration I was going to make, which is completely appropriate, isn't it? You know what I mean? Right, there we go. So about professionalism, are you the right person to lead this group? Good.
Quite an out there one, but what about like your state of mind as a leader?
Yeah, you need to be fit and well to achieve the aims and to be able to look after.
Yeah. So your own health, and that's mental and physical. Yeah. Attitude, yeah, and your personality, yeah. So all those things, yeah, your professionalism, your personality, and your own well-being are going to make you the right person. You know, if you're having a right nightmare and you're going off to Indonesia and you like can't concentrate in your group. Good. Anything else?
Your views as well, you could add to that, couldn't you? Like my political, social, whatever views, I might have to sideline, you know, I'd get people who are got really strong views about things, and I might disagree with that, but can't necessarily, challenge that. It's not appropriate.
And that's about professionalism, isn't it?
Yeah.
And your ability to control that. If you're in a
Control your
bad mental
emotions.
place yourself, you might explode at someone's opinions. You don't agree with me, just not professional. Annoyingly. Right, anything else about you? I think that's it.
Able to do that.
Oh, adaptability, I like that. Yeah, well, that's part of professionalism,
That's a good
but
word.
I'm going to put it in because it's brilliant. Yeah.
What is it?
Adaptability. If I can spell it. It's part of your experience, isn't it? If you're very experienced, you're going to be usually very, very adaptable because you've got the ability to cope. Like we were talking about with the rope work yesterday, you need to be able to kind of look at a situation and go, well, I can't just do my normal off-the-shelf behaviour here because it doesn't fit. So you need to have a greater range of experience.
I talked yesterday about that difference between someone who works for a multi-activity centre for a season, a high throughput of staff, all that sort of thing. We talked about them having really quite strict rules, didn't we? Because of the limited experience of the instructors, whereas what we're trying to teach you to be is base judgments on experience and be adaptable and all those things.
Right. Next.
I think emotional intelligence is something I think
Whoa,
is
that's some big
is
words.
really important for me. Does anyone know what that means?
Is it like, can you sympathise with people who might be going through bad times and sort of thing?
Yeah, totally. I think it's just reading people and knowing, that person's not looking great this morning. Why is that? And there wasn't. Or, oh, they're really happy. Just reading people and deciding when to change what you're doing. So quite often, if we're running a session like this is key when we're doing a theory session, and you start to see people zoning out, looking out the window. You're like, right, it's time to go outside now. Stuff like that, I think it's really important to be able to read people's emotions, to be able to adapt to what you're doing with them. So I think that's a big thing these days. But it's more prominent.
What about procedure?
Procedure, what do you mean?
So like if you're working for us, you got certain procedures that you need to follow.
Okay, that would come under risk assessment and might come under the contract as well. But yes, you're right, yeah, we'll come on to that. Right, aim, unless you've got more of you. What kind of aims could a group turn up with?
Fun!
Yay! Just there, they are just there for a good time. Brilliant. How is your personality going to come across to that group?
Actor.
Way! Kind of thing, yeah. Okay. Okay, what else? Learning, yeah, so they're just on an educational trip. So your personality may adapt. Emotional intelligence.
Qualifications.
They're there to, oh, good one, yeah, very good. So they're there to gain a qualification or work towards a qualification. So you're being steered by a national governing body award. Brilliant, nice one. I just forgot about that one.
Team building or would that go on?
Team building, yeah, yeah.
Intrinsic and extrinsic.
Go on and explain more
I
about
was about
that.
to say
Sounds
that,
like
So it kind of links into fun. Like, are they just there to have fun, or are they doing it for qualification?
Yeah.
Are they there for money?
yeah.
Or
It's
are
like
you
their
there for money?
motivation.
The
of the
motivations, yeah. So I've got it just down here as choice. Do they want to be there, or are they told to be there? Okay, so that'd be intrinsic, extrinsic. Yeah. Anything else that they might?
Training.
Training, yeah, they're there for training. Well, that would work with qualifications actually, wouldn't it? They're there, but by training, I was thinking these people are training because they want to do a kayak journey all the way around Australia. Yeah. So what do they know about it? Oh, we don't know anything about it. Oh Christ, we've got a lot of training to do. Yeah. So this would be a series of events designed to build them up. Okay. What else? Anything else?
You might have group aims and then individual aims as well.
Brilliant, yeah. So some might have a specific objective, others might be, yeah, don't really mind, just want to go, it's going to be amazing.
Just reaching the summit.
Yeah, so it's adventure. They just want an adventure. How's your personality going to be if you're working with a group who just want to get to the summit, just want an adventure in comparison to fun?
Realistic.
Yeah, more likely to be a bit pushy. Come on, you want this? Well, you got to shut up and get on with it. As opposed to, whee, doesn't always fit. Might do as well. Depends on your personality. There's only one more that I've got, and that would be, we've already mentioned it, but the group's skill set, and have they got it? Because if they haven't got the skill set to do the journey that we're planning, well, I need to do some pre-trip training with them. Can't take them on the journey if they don't know how to do it. Yeah, so with the aim, I might have to do some pre-trip planning. Location? It's an obvious one there. So we have logistics earlier. Have we got a minibus to get there? Do we have to go there by train? Where are we going to stay? And all that kind of stuff.
Money?
Yeah, how much is it going to cost? Yeah, is it accessible in terms of getting there? Is it accessible in terms of finances?
Local procedures, certain numbers and things like that. If you're in a foreign country, you need to know the emergency numbers.
So that'll be part of logistics. But yes, you're right.
General things like
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Yeah. Is there phone signal where you're going? Yeah.
Like wild camping and stuff, are you allowed to wild camp wherever?
Yeah, so I've got accommodation. So are you staying in 5-star hotels? Are you wild camping? Are you sleeping under boulders? Are you sleeping in a little Nepali tea room type thing, yeah? So you need to think about that.
Whether you're allowed to be there.
Yeah, the accessibility as well in terms of actually getting into the area. Yeah, are you going to get stressed? Are the locals going to come and mire you because they don't like you there?
What about culture?
And then culture again. Would definitely be in there as well, yeah. And your ability to fit in and not annoy the locals. Good. Anything else? And that works in the UK, by the way, doesn't it? Because farmers culturally are very different to outdoor people, so it's very easy to annoy a farmer, and vice versa. Yeah. So it's cultural in this world as well as elsewhere. Anything else?
Kind of comes with a risk assessment, but say it like that, it is a risk assessment. Like what to do if things go wrong at that location.
Got it here. Got an emergency operations procedure. You need to have come up with a plan. What am I going to do if somebody breaks a leg here?
And we've got here plan B, C, D, E. So that might be right. We're going to go here, but actually, if that's not going to work on the day, we'll go here, or we might go here.
There's the weather, or somebody's feeling ill that day and they don't leave. So you have to take a shorter route. Yeah. And the only one I've got is does my location fulfil the aim of the trip? If I go there, actually, can I fulfil the aim of the trip? Brilliant. Right, last one, risk assessment. Give me some subjects that we've been in. So we talked about the weather, we talked about emergency operations procedure. What are the other ones I've got here? Without you sneaking and reading them.
Your level of supervision that you'll put in as a leader.
Okay, your ability to manage risks, and that's based around your experience and your qualification, isn't it? Sorry, your experience, not your qualification.
I suppose this comes into kit, but is the equipment tested before, and is there any risk that the equipment might fail you?
Oh, I thought I had kit on there. I haven't got kit on there. Why haven't I got kit on there? Yes, so kit. Yeah, have I got the equipment appropriate to deal with situations that I'm in? If it breaks, have I got a spare? That kind of stuff. Anything else?
Group size to instructor ratio.
Yeah, so your relationship between you and the group, yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Qualification.
That's not, no, qualification isn't what you need. Risk assessments and qualification don't really butt up. It's about experience. It's experience that stops and controls risks, not qualification. Qualification is just a bit of paper. Not mop up blood with a ML certificate.
Having a set of procedures.
Yeah, emergency operations procedure, and then you can also, based on your risk assessment, you can develop a standard operations procedure. We're going to behave like this because it will reduce the risk to an acceptable level.
Are people first aid trained?
Yep, I can have that. Right. If you're, depending on where you're going, is the accommodation safe? Don't assume that the accommodation is safe. If the hut you're in burns down, it could easily be your fault. How serious is the location we're going to? So do I need more help, for example? How remote is it? If something happens in the middle of that forest, how am I going to get an ambulance there? Oh shit, I'm not. Okay. How the group dynamic, how does the group get on? Are they going to have a big, is it all going to go Lord of the Flies? If you've never read Lord of the Flies, read Lord of the Flies. Communication and technology, so if it's remote and it's serious, if I've got a GPS with me, if I've got a satellite phone with me, life becomes very straightforward. The aim versus safety. Are we going to go into a situation where myself or the group are at risk of putting the aim over safety and pushing too hard, in other words? Yeah, is that a possibility? Have we missed anything? So that's the important discussion about planning a journey. It's all about that side of things. The actual looking at maps is less important in some ways.
I was just thinking of if you do overseas stuff in remote places, this becomes even more, tricky, important. I'm thinking of situations we've been in where, which one are we talking about over here? I know, first aid. Remoteness, communication, sat phones, all of that stuff, it becomes even more important. So is anyone doing their expedition abroad? No. But
There's
just
one group
we
you-
take for granted here in Europe that if we phone 112 or 999, someone's coming. I've been to places in the world where there's no one coming, and we've had incidents and we've had to deal with it, and it's been really serious. So it's just worth getting a feel. If you're going somewhere different, work out what's accessible to you. What, you know, if it does go wrong, you have to dig quite deep into the detail of how we're going to sort that out. I've definitely been in a situation where we didn't really know because we hadn't done enough research. Critical incident, learn from that, do it differently next time.
So in the future, you're going to get phoned up by somebody saying, can you organise this journey for us? You're going to have to do all of this thinking and apply it, okay? So there are two big words, well, there's one big word and one little word on this page. That's the most important thing. So this group phone you and say, we want to do this, and you go, well, why? Why do you want to do it? Oh, well, because we want an adventurous, blah, 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 whatever it is. That's really important. Otherwise, how do you fulfil the contract you're going to sign with them? Why should they bother paying you if you don't fulfil the aim of the trip? The other word is a tiny word, and it's the word we just keep coming back, or you in your course will come back to time and time again. It's your experience. So if they phone you up and say, we want to go hill walking in the lakes, and you go, oh, that'd be nice, I've never been hill walking in the lakes. Are you the right person to take them to the lakes? No, probably not. If you've done millions of hill walks in Scotland, Yorkshire, Snowdonia, around the world, then you probably are the right person, because the Lake District is just another set of mountains in it. However, if you've only done a bit in Snowdon, a bit in Scotland, and never been to the lakes, probably not a good idea, is it? Because you're going to really struggle to fulfil the aim, and you're going to have a hard time. You're just going to be stressed out of your head all the time. So it's really important that you've got, and this is the bit, it's really important that you've got a really wide experience base. Yeah, that's why the lecturers at the university will be banging on endlessly about the idea of, variety is the spice of practice kind of thing. If you've done lots of mountain biking, lots of kayaking, lots of caving, lots of mountain walking, and makes you a better leader, because you're having to apply your experience in different situations, which makes you better at judgment. Yeah, and that's what this is all about. Real good. That's a document that you will hopefully carry in your heads for the rest of your life, and add to it. Because it's clearly not.
Knowing your ability. Are you able to work in this terrain or environment? Ask questions to yourself before you even think about going on the hills or mountains for the day. Are you able to do it? So if you were going out by yourself, would you feel confident doing it on your own? Would you be able to take a group out? Then ask questions about you and your group. Is everyone in the group going to be comfortable with the route that you're going to be taking? Are there going to be any issues with the group whilst you're on the hill? Safety. So before you leave, make sure that there is someone back home that knows where you're going from start to finish, knows what time you're leaving, who you're with, what time you're back, how many are in your group, all your kit, etc. What would you do if the weather changes? Would you be able to cope by yourself? Then ask, would you be able to cope if you had a group with you? Do you have the right kit? Do you have the right emergency procedures in case the weather does take the turn for the worse? Before leaving, check many sites, apps, websites, anything that shows the weather, about the forecast. What is the weather going to be doing? Are there any clear changes throughout the day? Does the weather change? If so, how? Also, if so, how are your plans if it does? Is it safe for your group? Is it safe for you? Have you got the correct kit if the weather changes? Have you got sufficient layers? Have you got extra layers for you? Have you got extra layers for yourself? Protect yourself from wind chill. Have you got soft shells, windproof tops, layers to keep the wind from getting to you? Does your group have the correct kit? Do they have spare layers? If so, great. Can you and your group cope if the weather changes? Have you got emergency procedures? Have you got a GPS? Have you got your watch or smartphone that can locate you in case things do go wrong? Have you registered your phone to 999 so you can text them? If not, do it now. There are apps that can help you, such as What 3 Words or OS Locate. What 3 Words gives you 3 words for the 3 meters square that you are in. OS Locate will locate you and give you a grid reference.
Here we see Ben, unknowing of his current location, lost in the wilderness. Will he make it home? Who knows?
If you follow this video, you will be, as the scouts would say, well prepared. Do not be afraid to check with a peer to confirm where you are. This will help your understanding on the day and will help you with your skills for the future. It is better to be safe than sorry. Most importantly, have fun. Make sure that you and your group are enjoying the day. Even if that's you cracking a joke, just make sure that you are safe and enjoying yourself. Also, make sure that your group leaves and starts the day with a massive smile on their faces. Oh, and make sure you do too. Thank you for watching.